What's going on? It's the Betterment Project, and you're kind of a badass. You're gonna dominate this year like never before because you're smarter, you're more experienced than you were last year. Your eye contact is stronger, your body language is much more powerful. But let's be honest, you are ready to take on this year. So to help with that, here are 9 tips to completely destroy 2018. Tip number 1, control your environment. This is something that all successful people do. The majority of people react to their environment. For example, let's say that you're working to become fit. You want to eat healthy and exercise regularly, but your house is full of unhealthy foods and your gym is 35 minutes away from your house. But what if instead you get rid of all the unhealthy foods, listen to a fitness podcast in the morning before going to work, and get a gym that is 5 minutes away from your house? See, this is one of those little secrets that successful people have that many people don't really realize to become more effective. And that is that little tweaks in your environment can make things either easier or harder for you to do. For example, if you want to start drinking more water, you can have water bottles ready for you right at the door of your refrigerator. Or have your workout bag ready for you in the morning so you won't have to spend all morning getting it ready. Even smells and music can make a difference. If you wake up and have a morning playlist with music that pumps you up, you can actually start your day with a more positive attitude. Little tweaks can also make it harder for you to do certain things. For example, if you put your TV on a corner of the house right next to your couch instead of in front of it, you might make it a little harder for you to watch TV. Therefore, you're likely to watch less TV. So remember, little tweaks in your environment can give you the control to make things easier or harder to do. Number 2, surround yourself with like-minded people. Just like controlling your environment, being a little picky with the people you surround yourself with will make you much more effective. I have a friend that was incredibly ambitious. He had a lot of potential, very bright guy. He was gonna take over the world, but he was just not getting the results he wanted. And he was hanging out with a lot of people who partied a lot, played lots of video games, and kind of just chilled. So he did the same. Eventually, he began meeting incredibly successful people who were not only as ambitious as he was, but also lived a very different life that his friends did. These people were taking action every day on their mission and did not stop for anything. They would also party and celebrate their victories, but only when they accomplished a goal. This guy, my friend, slowly started doing the same, and within a few months, he was able to quit his job and live a very good life. Needless to say, he does not hang out with the same people he used to. And he owns a YouTube channel called the Betterment Project. So having people who are in the same mission as you will not only motivate you, but also give you a great environment where being successful is highly encouraged. Number 3, small changes can cause huge results in the long term. Most people get discouraged when they want to change their lifestyle because it feels like a massive change that they have to make. And our brains naturally resist change, so they become paralyzed and sedentary instead. But the truth is, you don't have to completely change your personality and do a 180 on your life, but instead, making small changes, practice on a consistent basis, won't feel as hard and will create big changes in the long term. What happens to many people is that they start on a goal or a New Year's resolution, like getting fit and healthy, and they go super intense for the first 2 weeks, and once the excitement and willpower is depleted, they start neglecting their goals until they give up. But let's say that instead, you decide to give up one episode of your favorite show and start with 20 minutes of exercise, and you start increasing the intensity every single week. You will train your body to build a habit of exercise, and since you are slowly building up the intensity, it'll feel more natural because it has less resistance, and eventually, it becomes a habit. Number 4, get others to hold you accountable. Surrounding yourself with like-minded people is very beneficial, but keeping yourself accountable to those people who want you to succeed will make it much harder to give up on your goals because you got other people expecting you to accomplish them. It is easier to give up on your goals when you're the only one who knows about them. Number 5, be patient. Things will typically take longer than you expect. We are naturally very bad at estimating how much something will take, especially if we've never done it before. And it's one of the reasons why people quit on their goals, because they don't see the results they want at the time they expect. But just by knowing that things will take longer than we expect can give you the patience you need to keep going. Number 6, things are not as bad as we think once we get started. When I was younger, I took a physics class. Everyone was pretty nervous about this class because it was supposed to be one of the toughest classes in school. I was pretty nervous, but soon I realized that it wasn't nearly as bad as I expected it to be. That class ended up being one of my favorites. This happens over and over with pretty much everything we do. If you want to start working out, you might think of how hard it's gonna be and how much it's gonna suck. But it is possible that once you get started, it won't be as hard as you think it is, and you might actually end up enjoying it. Number 7. Just start. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the term analysis paralysis. So basically is if you analyze something too much, you tend to just do nothing. So if you really want to do something, just start. Whether you want to start a new project, a new hobby, or a new business, you can just get started instead of debating whether you should or shouldn't. Many people are stuck, not because they started a project and don't know how to continue, but because they didn't. Once you get started, you will start to come up with ideas and solutions that you wouldn't otherwise have. For example, I always liked filmmaking, so I remember I bought this really cheap camera and started making little videos just for fun. After that, I started making little videos for other people just for free. Eventually, people offered to pay me to make videos, which was amazing to me because I was just doing this for fun. Eventually, I started a video production company. I realized that social media was a great opportunity, so I started this YouTube channel as a side project from my business. Soon after, I turned my video production business into a digital advertising and marketing company. And now, I am focusing to develop this channel because I see a big opportunity to deliver massive amounts of value to you guys for free, but also to grow my business. But if I would have never picked up that camera and made those funky little videos just for fun, none of this would have happened. So getting started can be one of the biggest choices you make. Number 8. Small steps at a time. I'm sure you have big, huge goals, and sometimes those goals might feel a little overwhelming, and sometimes they might even feel unachievable. A great strategy to overcome this is to start breaking down your huge goals into small achievable steps. For example, you want to lose 60 pounds in a year. That's a pretty big goal. So instead of trying to lose all those 60 pounds, you can focus on losing only 5 pounds this month. Number 9. Give yourself deadlines. You know what they say, the difference between a dream and a goal is that the goal has a deadline. As simple as this sounds, having deadlines will push you to perform and come up with solutions that otherwise you wouldn't have. This is especially important for all of you entrepreneurs out there, because when you have a job or go to school, the teachers or your boss are the ones who give you the deadlines. But when you are the boss, it's easy to say, I'll just get this done tomorrow, and things that should have taken a week now take a month. For example, let's say that you want to lose this 60 pounds. That's your goal. You might go the whole year not really doing anything because you don't really feel the pressure to do it at any specific time. Your goal didn't have a deadline. But let's say that you decide to lose 60 pounds by the end of the year. That is your deadline. But there's a problem. We naturally tend to not perform our best when we don't feel the pressure of a deadline. Just like college students waiting the night before a test to study or packing the night before you go on a trip, we tend to not perform as well if we don't have that pressure. And a year is kind of a long deadline, but we can break down that big deadline into smaller deadlines to give us the pressure to perform. And now you won't focus on losing 60 pounds in a year, but you have the deadline of losing 5 pounds by the end of this month. Combine this with surrounding yourself with people with similar goals and have those people keep you accountable will make it very difficult for you to not follow through. In the comments below, let us know what are some of the strategies you use to help you follow through with your goals, and you might be able to help other people here in the Betterment family. As always guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.